Make the magic happen today. Queen Jack? Chop it up. 7-8 offsuit? Okay. Don't know how they got in there from that position with 7-8 offsuit, but okay. Couple of sevens. Little raise here. Little raise. Not the best flop for sevens. Jacks here. Okay. Good luck. We really need to see like tens or ace king. Well, 50-50. Boo. Nice hand, Milzor. Couple of kings. Ah. Whee! Good evening, bud. Couple of tens. Got tens here as well. Okay. Not nice. Re-enter there. Ace Jack versus Ace Jack. No heart. Don't do it. Chop it up. Right, this guy donk betting and betting again. Sure. Yours now. Chips now belong to you. I'm gonna go all in here. Hello, Rocco Rodrigo. No queen, no jack. That's a bad flop. For not actually being behind on the flop, statistically, we were Ace king suited in the 250. We got this as well. Trying to show both these hands. Nice. All right, we 3-bet. Now we c-bet. They snap fold. Gilham. It is up now, Gilham. Yeah, it always just takes a couple extra minutes. Okay. No bounty for me. Interesting flop. Lots of potential. Got some showdown value now. Seven, 8 offsuit. All right, pocket fours. Jamming over a limp. We do get a call here from Sergey. All right, we flop a full house, but it's not as good as it actually sounds. Not horrible. We'd rather see this type of flop than there be big cards out there. But with 2 calls, they could easily just have an overpair. This guy limped under the gun with aces. Ace king. That. J-Corp. Okay, that boss. Let's do some work tonight. All right. I hope this guy bets really small or checks. No more. I really need him to have kings or queens, to be honest. We need him to check. Okay. Armaluzo. Follow. Flop the king high flush draw. And I bet again. Probably going to be a triple barrel spot for me. Hypoplasma. Hello. See a limp under the gun here from Nala. Love how I looked at the note that I literally just wrote on them 2 minutes ago. He below. Nice. I said, got a haircut today. I did get a haircut. I did. Yeah, exactly. Bringing the luck back with it. Funny because I had a little thing with my hairdresser like earlier in the year. And it's always just so funny seeing people you used to have a thing. Like I would just go to a different hairdresser, but she gives the best fucking cuts. She's been doing it for like ever since she was a teenager or something. And now she's like part owner of the hair salon right around the corner from my place. So it's like it's Russian roulette if you go to new people. We'll probably use her forever now. It's always just like, hey, hi, good to see you. Raise ace jack. Does feel nice having a fresh cut though. Just make some money today. All I want is to not run like dog dick. Yesterday we ran like absolute dog dick. Day before yesterday, we ran pretty shitty until the last game of the night where we ran very well and we ended up making $1,200. So over the last 2 days, we are exactly break even in MTTs and up about 250 in spin. Oh, we got to dodge the whole world. How do they keep having these draws today? That's the second time today where I have been ahead with a better hand but they've had over 60% to win because of how big their draws are. That, please. They literally had an open-ended straight flush draw with 2 overcards. I'm gonna rip in 10 here. Well, if there's anyone we could still be ahead of, it's this wild maniac. But still going to be behind them a good chunk. They're going to be the type of player, though, who just has king, queen, king, jack, and all the... Exactly. Now we just got to dodge the queen 10. Perfect. Oh, maybe we get the rest of them right now. Them going all in could trigger some bounty hunting when we have a premium. Nope, they do not go all in. That's right, ace jack up here in the 250. Okay. Oh, look at this. This guy makes it about 5 times the pot, 4 times the pot because of how many blinds I have, not how many he has. We're going to fold up here. We're going to... No queen, no 3. No diamond. Baby. That's a nice juicy pot. We get a bounty, and we also more than double up. I know that birdie here is going to be hunting that very wide, as they should be. They're a good reg, so that queen 3 of diamonds, I don't even know. Definitely wide. But chips come my way. We're quadrupled up, and we have 1 bounty now. Right, not a good flop. Pop up here in the 250 where I open up the ace 5 of diamonds. Hey, Sunaka! No, Sumanaki. That's what you're called. Sumanaki. Great to see you again, bud. Oh, you got the graveyard shift. That's why you get to watch a bunch. What time is it in Scotland right? All right, we river a straight, but obviously any club beats me. We would love to see Chavalico not bet. Even if they check, though, we definitely still lose some of the time, but we win way more than if they bet. No club. Doing a little bit of laundry. Got to finish it off at break. Well, put it away at break. Well, I guess that's fair. Well, ladies, we're winning money tonight. We're winning money tonight. You get locked up. That's a crew cut where I'm from. Oh, that's what, like when you're in jail, this is what they give you, you're saying? I could see that. It's, I believe what they call it at the salon is a military cut. I think it's also just known as a buzz cut. I don't even have to ask for anything specific. Hairdresser knows what I want and she just does it without asking. I used to have really long hair, actually. She was the one who, I grew my hair for about 2.5 years. And she chopped it off. Chopped it all off for me. All right, squeezing here with Ace King. Do you still study on a routine every day, or do you think you already know is enough to be the Ontario PokerStars? So I should always be studying. I study a lot less now than other times, but that's always how my poker career has been. A lot of people study very consistently. I study very inconsistent. No! Oh my god, how did we only bet one? That happened to me the other day, too. Yeah, like I'm definitely well studied enough to be crushing this player pool, sure. But I could just, the more I study, I would crush it even more. There's no end to the amount of studying you can do as a poker player. Legitimately no end. Never ends. Sounds crazy, but I was actually talking with I was trying to remember who I was talking about this. Talking about this with my mod the other day. There's no point where you're just like, all right, I'm good enough. I don't need to study anymore. You can do that and you can make consistent money, but you can always get better and make more money. Always, no matter the level. Open ended here. Hey, thank you very much, Carl Duggan. You look like a taxi going down Princess Street with back doors open. I don't have a clue what that means. I just can't possibly figure it out. All right, I feel pretty good about my hand here, to be honest. You know what? I think my nose hairs are unruly. My mom's calling me. One sec. Hey, Mom. All right, just got to do something for my mom very quickly here. Um, my sister message. We're back. We're back. All right, we got an open-ended straight draw here. I hope they just check. Small bet. Do I bluff? Tempted to just go all in. Normally when people bet really small like that, they don't have a hand they love. When they do it on the turn. On the flop, they can definitely do that with the big hand. Once they bet really small like that on the turn, it's a lot less likely they have a good hand. So my all in there is normally just going to get them to fold, as we saw. And then if they call, I had an open-ended straight draw where I'm going to have at least 8 outs. Maybe the 10 would have been a good out as well. The 10 was an overcard to the board. So that is why we did that. Some of it is not worth the effort since you feel comfortable where you are, but yes, of course, I get your point. It's always smart to do. It's always smart to do. The only reason I don't do it as consistently is, like, again, this is just being fully honest, I get a little burnt out with studying sometimes, where it's like, it makes it 5 times as hard for me to retain the information because my brain, I just feel like it's just a lot. It's a lot to stay on top of the game and always be learning new stuff. But that works for me. Just going really, really hard with studying for long periods of time, 6 months or a year sometimes. I just study my balls off. And then I'll study very sporadically for a while. Like when I first was trying to go full-time in poker, I would study. I treated it like university, genuinely. I would study 8, 10, 15 hours a day for weeks. For weeks, no days off. I would just do it every day for weeks and weeks. And then I would burn myself out. And then I'd slow down on the studies. And I'd take everything I was learning and I'd apply it to the poker. But I'm not saying that's how other people should do it. It's just how my brain works. I'm such an all or nothing person, and I've always been that way. And it does translate to my studies. got queens here. They just passed the sheer on the head. Okay. I had pretty clean flop for my queens. Fatal wedgie. Taxis in the UK, the back door's open the wrong way. Bugger looks. It's honestly like you're speaking a different language. Okay, all right. No, had no idea Brad Pitt streamed poker in Ontario. You guys are liking the haircut that much, eh? They have top two. That sucks. If only it was just one pair. Ah, then we would have rivered two pair. But since they already had two pair, we lose. Anyone out there who is new to the channel? What up, what up? My name is Arlie Shaban. I'm a member of Team Pro Online here with PokerStars, streaming from Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that sub button on YouTube, that follow button on Twitch. I do this full time. We need major help. Spades! Do it, though! Oh my god, they both had me dominated, and then we hit a magical flop. But we needed more help than just the flop, and we did not receive it. So I was just listening to a podcast today with Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall. Do you guys know who they are? They are both at one point world's strongest men. Eddie Hall also had a 2-on-1 MMA fight where he fought two little guys and he power bombed one and he knocked him the fuck out with a huge right hook. He's like 350 pounds and these guys were like 160 pounds, but it was 2-on-1. The whole reason that fight came about, I actually just learned today, was he was contracted for a different fight where I'm pretty sure he was going to make $3 million. He was training super hard for it, and it fell through last minute. And Brian Shaw was also contracted for a fight, and Brian Shaw is like 6'8", just like almost 400 pounds of pure muscle. Like one of the biggest human beings on the planet, really, when it comes to muscle mass and height. And he was going to fight someone named Martin Ford. Martin Ford's like 6'7" or 6'8", and just a diesel motherfucker. And he trained for it for 6 to 8 months, and then that fight fell through. Both when I say Eddie's fight fell through as well, it was the same person who set up both their fights. They fell through simultaneously. Seeing Brian Shaw fight Martin Ford in an MMA fight would have been the coolest shit ever. Just because they're both like 300 pounds. Well, one's 300, the other one's fucking like 370 or something. And they're just jacked. And they're both amateurs. So it's like, there's just a high probability of there being a knockout when they're both amateurs. One of them's just going to make a big mistake that the other one can capitalize on. That fight would have been so cool if it happened, but it fell through. All right, I got to run and make sure my laundry is dry. If not, dry on for 10 more minutes so it dries for... Fuck, I sat out one game. Oh. I played online poker, it was the quickest way to lose $300. The Erie Files. Definitely a very quick way to lose money if you haven't put in a lot of work and effort into getting good at poker, it can lose you money for sure. I've studied thousands of hours of poker though. And yesterday I lost $1,200 still. Well, $1,000. We made a couple hundred in spin. But yeah, poker is a game that is very hard to master. Very hard to make money at without putting in. Bluffing here. A three-way chop. They didn't believe me, guys. Believe me. What are they jamming 15 under the gun with? Don't be nines. King 10 suited. Hit both a king and a 10. Ugh. Brian Shaw and Martin Ford fighting would the sickest fucking fight ever got. Martin Ford was in that show I was telling you guys about the other day. For those about to die. Here's Martin Ford. And again, he's at least 6'6". I think he's 6'8". Like a literal monster of a human. And then you guys want to see Brian Shaw? Brian Shaw doesn't have a six-pack like that. He's more thick. A thick mother. Nice here. Rolling with eights. Brian Shaw, world's strongest man. Fuck. We need, well, we're fucked on that. All right, GG there. Brian. Again, 6'8". Those arms are just fucking so big. Those two in an MMA fight. They trained for it, though. That's the thing. It wasn't just like a hypothetical. Brian trained for about six or 8 months for the fight. And then it fell through. A lot of training for. Hello, Alex. How are you today, boss? Nice. Keep on winning those games, bud. 60 times your buy-in. That's massive. 60 times your buy-in is big boy number. Arlie, you got robbed on Big Brother, cousin. Thanks. It's been a while since I got a Big Brother message. Appreciate that, though. Those who are unaware, I was on Big Brother here in Canada over 10 years ago now. It was about 10 and a half years ago. I was a little 25-year-old young buck. 35-year-old old man. All right, no 10 here. No diamond. No chop. Got him. Can't get any traction so far in this $250 buy-in. We are down half our starting stack. Well, we hit a beautiful straight. Hopefully they have an ace in their hand and they hit a straight too. As long as they don't have 6, oh, they could have boats. Ace 6. Chop it up. I'm going to fold the majority of the time when they limp. That's why I'm all in. Limped aces. So now we got a note knowing that I checked. You notice how I checked the note first? The first thing I did was check to see if I had a note saying that they limp aces. Because normally people don't limp aces. It's actually a really bad play. It worked on me that one time, but now that I have this note, it'll never work on me again. And like I said, what I said was correct also. They're going to fold the vast majority of the time. That's why I go all in with an ace there. But now knowing they have aces in their limping range, we just won't jam over their limps anymore. We'll still do it to everyone else that limps, but just not them. Just not that specific. Chop, chop. Alright, I gotta do that laundry very quickly. Fuck it. Maybe I'll just bring it here and do it on stream. Just folding some shorts and putting some shirts on hangers. I'll miss you guys for those 5 minutes. Alright, we got a pair of jacks. Hopefully they just put in one small c-bet. Ooh, jack. Safe, keep us safe. Ah, that's trash. Same hand. We'll take our chips back. All right. Fuck it. I'm bringing the laundry here. Like, remember when I told you guys I have the same pair of shorts? These gray ones and these black ones are the same shorts, different colors. But I own about 24 pair of them because I love them and kept buying them. Well, here's a bunch of the black ones. I wasn't lying. I don't think anyone thought I was lying, to be honest. Fuck. Not picking up my voice much. I don't know if that got on the mic before, but I said these are the shorts that I have 24 pairs of. Gray ones I'm wearing, these black ones. See this shirt, P1? I'll tell you a story about it. As soon as my laundry is, I will tell you a little story about that shirt. Fuck, I have more here than I. Right, back. That shirt, P1, my buddy's podcast, and whole brand. They're from London, England. Matt and Tommy. And they got their content and their brand so big that they're doing like a little world tour with their podcast. Again, they're from London, England, and they're coming to Toronto in 5 days. And they're doing their podcast here. How crazy is it that you can get your podcast so big that you can do live shows across the country, across the world, like in different countries? So I can't wait to see them. Gonna hang out with them a little bit and then watch their podcast. Gonna bring one of my buddies down to meet them and watch the podcast as well. But they just passed 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. Their channel's less than 2 years old. On in the 250. Good luck. Hold, no king. Best part about that is I knew this guy had super tight 3-bets. So it's like, you know, that just makes his range a lot bigger. A lot stronger, I mean. Not bigger. Tighter range. But yeah, it's super cool that I get to see Matt and Tommy in a few days. I haven't seen them in quite a while. Here's their YouTube channel. I always buy all my friends' merch. We're just going to jam here. 11 blinds. Like Spraggy. I just bought so much of Spraggy's merch as well. Is stat analysis a good way of finding your own leaks? Yeah, if you know what to look for. About fucking 500,000 subscribers. Crazy stuff. Big boy numbers. Those are the boys. Matt and Tommy, they're a good time. You have we get along very, very well. It's like both get each other's sense quite a bit. They have me laughing my ass off. I think I have them. It'll be good to see the boys. It'll be good to see the boys, and it's so cool that they get to come here and do a live show in my hometown. They live in London, England. Guy's gone all in the last two hands. Is he just mad because he lost that hand? Right, a 9 or a 6 gives us a straight. Good spot for me to double barrel, especially when they check back the flop. I can just bet and then go all in on any river, whether I hit or miss. The only river I might not go all in on is an 8. Wow. They just had the nuts on the flop. He said the one river I didn't need. No, that river was actually perfect for you. Will we re-enter that game? Well, we did re-enter that game for $50. Add that to the buy-ins. All right, the old ace king offsuit. And we got ace king suited here going for an $11 bounty. Ah, the fact they have a pair sucks, man. And the ace king here, I'm trying to show both these. They rivered the straight. That sucks. Or to the buy-in. Okay, let's see if we can do good with ace king. Ace or king? Eliminated. Eight on the river. We go from 2 blinds to 9. That is one way to 4.5 times your stack. We'll go all in here. Right, a 6, a king, an 8, an ace. All of those would have given us chops. Said $15 we cash for. Nice. Full house got paid. I bet 2 times the pot on that river, actually. Watch this. They snap called, too. When they min raise me here, I'm pretty sure they have a flush, though. Like, I always tell you guys, people just have the nuts all the time when they do this stupid play. But then when we hit this boat, they check it to me. I bet 81 into 43. They snap called. Boom, nut flush. Thank you. All right, just no ace here. I prefer to see no king or 10 either. I mean, oh, king would have been fine. No jack, no 10. Because there's a decent chance they have a hand like king jack or king 10. All right. We lose 2 away from the money. 25 bucks in bounties. All in here. Lose a flip. How did yesterday end? Down a little under 1,000. We made a few hundred back in the spinning goes, thankfully. Appreciate that, Hank. Got a little lucky with the fours. Oh, appreciate that, bud. Great to see you again. Like that you've been popping in a bunch. Aces versus aces. Well, we're getting absolutely pillaged so far today. Shake it off. We've only been going an hour. But I late regged all the games because I started later than normal today. We've just lost everything a couple of times. Ah, maybe they'll have aces. Hello, Wrong John. Are we playing yesterday's live? We're still getting beat as a dog just like yesterday. Gilham, I know. We really are, aren't we? We really are. It was an interesting 2 times pot bet. Nice. Hey, Axel Chabel. Thank you for the YouTube sub, buddy. Yes, Hank, I like that. I like that. I agree. Go all in, Josh. Hi. Hold it. Big double up. See, that's one time when flatting aces, slow playing your aces works. He hit top pair with 10-6, and we got it all. If we had a 3-bet that time, he would have just folded. But there's other times we get fucked when we do it. You got to try to figure out when the right times are to do it. When I'm off 20 blinds and there's 3 reshove stacks behind me, it's a decent time to flat the aces. These guys didn't end up reshoving, and we got paid from this guy. Min raise as an open or raise as a 3-bet. Oh, trying out a tip Arlie spoke about yesterday. Min raise instead of 3-4x. Logic makes sense. Yeah, definitely make it 2.1. If just reset your bet slider, make it 2.1 or 2.15 or 2.2. That's really the best sizing. And if you're making it 3x, it's honestly, and I know I said this yesterday, it's like holding up a flag saying you're recreational. Like all of the regs will pick up on that. That's the first thing we pick up on. All my coaches tell me if you see someone 3xing it, just tag them as recreational. Arlie, what'd you say about yesterday min raising as an open? I just kind of regurgitated a bit of it. I was more talking about how bad it was to 3x it, which is kind of what I just said. It sends up a notice to everyone at your table that you're recreational, but also the vast majority of the time when you're raising, if you're raising proper ranges, you're trying to just steal the blinds. So you want to risk as little as possible when you're trying to steal the blinds. Get the same job done when you min raise as when you 3x it. And then on top of that, you can't just make it min raise with all your shitty hands you're trying to steal with and then bigger with all your good hands, because any patterns like that will get picked up on by good players. Then you're really easy to exploit. So you have to do the same thing with your good and bad hands. Nice. Question, what's the reason for not showing multiple tables at once? Hence this one here. Oh, this one here. It's harder for people on mobile to see. That's the main thing. It's harder for people on mobile to see. And a lot of people watch on mobile. And when I'm watching as a viewer, I prefer this view. So those are the two. I fucked myself today, though. I literally did not prepare food at all for stream, which is rare. Well, I wasn't going to stream today, actually. I decided I was going to stream 8 minutes before I went live. We started... The latest I normally start is around 8:30. I started at a little past 9 today. And at 8:45, I wasn't planning on streaming. I was making my breakfast. I was just eating breakfast at 8:45 p.m. I woke up at 4:30, went and got a haircut, did a couple errands, did a huge grocery shop, massive grocery shop. Put away all the groceries, cooked some sausage, hash browns, and eggs for breakfast. As I was eating that at 8:45 p.m., I was just like, I'm actually going to stream today. So I just quickly came over here and hit the live button. But anytime I don't prepare properly, or I don't know ahead of time I'm going to stream, I don't think to make my meat, like my food. So I don't know what I'm going to do for food in like an hour or two when I really want some. Trying not to order food lately. I'm definitely, if I order food, it would be something healthy. I'm off of ordering shitty food. Even though I love ordering shitty food, I'm just off it for a while. But I don't know. I don't even know, like, the later it gets, the harder it is to even find clean food to eat. Big flip. Nope, doesn't go our way in the 250. No, they don't have 8-9 of diamonds. Not in the mood to take this day, though. I'll be honest. Some days I'm in the mood to get beat down a little. Others. Today's just not one of the days. Well, I guess because out of the last 10 sessions, I've had 8 really, really bad sessions. I actually had the worst 8 days of poker I've ever had in the history of me playing poker. So it's like then we had one good winning day, but then yesterday it was back to losing. Today it's so far back to losing. Not as fun to lose. Okay, guys, this is in the 250. This is a big fucking spot. 5 ways to the flop. And we just hit the set. We also have aces here. Pot is a small one, but we'll take it. Look like we're gonna get. Oh god. Oh, scary. That's a scary hand to be against when you have a set. They have the gut shot. They have the flush draw. The roller coaster continues. Takeaway, bruv. I'm just off the takeaway train. I'm someone who could literally order takeaway twice a day for 6 weeks straight. And that's not even exaggerated. 0% exaggerated. I have absolutely done that multiple times. And it's just because I use the logic of, especially if I'm on a heater or there's a big tournament series going on, like, oh, well, whatever. I'm not going to think about putting all that time and energy into prepping food. I'm just going to order. We'll order 2 or 3 meals a day. And then the last year, I've been really good. Where it's like, yeah, there have been some weeks where I'm a little bad, but over a 52-week year, I've been really good with not ordering. And then the last few months, I've been amazing. Where I've probably only ordered 6 things in 2 months. A few weeks ago, I decided to just ramp it up again, where I'm like, I should just stop ordering completely. Like, what am I doing? Trying to break the habit. But if I order today, which I probably won't, I'll probably just scramble on break and really quickly throw something together. Because I did a massive grocery shop today, so I do have some things I could probably do pretty quickly. But if I did order today, it would for sure just be like chicken and veggies. But I just don't know if this late there's stuff that is super healthy. I'm sure there is in Toronto, but the selection, it's a lot harder. Selection of good food, a lot harder to find the later into the night. All right, what a punt of a call off. It was a flip still, but we win that flip. That was a $125 bounty they had on their head. And it's such a bad call with Queen Jack offsuit. They are so lucky that it was a 50-50. How much do you open for when at the beginning of a tournament when everyone has 150 to 200 bigs? You can open a little bit more, like 2.5. I don't. I genuinely just still do the whole 2.1 to 2. But when you're that deep, you can stretch it to 5. That's too wide of a hunt. That just is too wide. They did that queen 3 of diamonds earlier that I was questioning. But jamming that queen 3 of diamonds earlier was a different scenario, and it was definitely a closer spot. But jamming ace 8 offsuit, unless they had a massive bounty, I don't think their bounty was that big. No, it was a min bounty. Yeah. Just too wide. Time do you typically go to bed and wake up when streaming and playing poker? So I stream and play poker most days. So my schedule just kind of has to be adapt to it completely. And I've been going to bed between 6 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Let's just say today I had a hair appointment at 4:45 p.m. and I definitely had to set an alarm for it. Cold. Definitely had to set an alarm for it. Hey Siri, remind me in 5 hours. Ask Matt what other shows they're doing in North America. Like I said, guys, my buddies are going to be in town from England doing a live podcast here in Toronto. That voice note was in reference to, and I'm curious what other shows they're doing. All right, give him King Deuce of Spades. Yes, I'm glad it wasn't the King Deuce of Spades. We would have lost. We get another bounty. That one was for what was it, $109? We had 125 before, yeah. $109. So we've got our buy-in back pretty much. And now we have 5 starting stacks in the 250. We have run like absolute shit in every single game except for this 250, which is the biggest buy-in of the night, and this $50 game. Both these games we've been running good in. This game just started running good in the last 15 minutes ago. Check out the chip graph. It's just going to be straight up in the last 15 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Here to there. All right, we do have kings here. We got ace king in the 250. Everyone folded to the ace king. Or bet. Oh, a snap. A snap 5 bet. Good luck to me. No ace. They're blocked. Okay. Give me clean. They both flopped 2 pair, but we flopped a set. They had 5s? Crazy. That's just pure craziness. Yeah, same. Added 25 to the buy-ins for the got him. Oh, like that. When did they get that in? On the turn? Or would it be crazy if they got it on the flop? Launchy. Classic. Little break spin and go. All right, we're gonna C bet and then continuation bet again on the turn. Give up now. They got sticky with that 3. How was that? How was that a limp pot? Checked back. They limped it. Okay. Clean river. That's clean. Put out a 10, a 4, a 5. Nice. This guy hates folding to. Such a big sample this time. No hearts. Beautiful flop. Whistle sticks with the follow. Thank you, thank you. Almost a bat. Pretty much. Oh, yeah. Come on, tell me out. Raph, things are going great. How are you today, bud? 8 away from the money in this $50. Come on, tell me out. Oh, yeah. Yes, I am on PokerStars Ontario. It is geo-locked. Okay, you guys are merging with a couple places. Interesting. Be nice if we did that too. Ooh. Goal squeeze here from Josh. Kings here. Nahul Minardi dropping the YouTube sub. Thank you, boss. Zephyr, there is sound. I don't know why you YouTube people keep thinking there's no sound. It's been a very common theme the last 2 days. There's been at least a couple people each stream that says no sound, but there is, in fact, sound. And then it's like, there's nothing I can say to them. You know, I'd have to type in chat, like, there is sound, because if they can't hear, then they can't hear me saying there is sound. Right? 60%. That run out was gross. Hank. Yeah, I don't have any real set schedule. It's kind of the wild, wild west over here. I feel like there's a decent chance I might stream tomorrow. I've been in a streaming mood lately, and I know I'm going to take a bunch of time off with my eye surgery coming up. But there is also a chance I do not stream. All right, we have 2 pair. That a set of 7s. Better not be. It's going to be pretty hard to win. 7s? I'm the best! It was just a really big draw. Cottage for the weekend. That's awesome, Raph. Good stuff. All right, no jack or king. Nice. I know I need to stop. Life. I know. I need to stop. All right, we can chop here sometimes. Big card. Not big enough. Damn sacks. Thank you for the follow. Yes, it is high-low. Glad you've been enjoying the stream so much, Hank. Is cottage for the weekend a Canadian turn of phrase? I think maybe North American? 10. I actually know not all places, even in Canada, call it a cottage. Some call it a cabin. Cabin for the week. Like people out east call cottages cabins. I learned that from my Newfoundland. But a cottage is just like kind of like a second home that people have, usually near a body of water, where like, what's the best way to describe it? It's like a little summer getaway home. It's used way more in the summertime than in winter. Normally a body of water nearby, smaller than an actual house. Let's see if I can look up a picture of a cottage. Does a cottage look like anything specific? I'm gonna also look up the definition. All these cottages kind of just look like massive houses. Well, some of them. Like, yeah, that's a cottage? Jesus, that's a nice cottage. Um, but yeah, see how it's like on the this one's on the water. A lot of them are just on the water. Water. Um, I wonder what the definition of a cottage. That'll probably help. A small, simple house, typically one near a lake or beach. That's the definition. That fucking. We really don't want to see them fall in. Main thing we don't want to see. Nice. All right, we'll probably win now. I don't think I'm going to go for value, but wow, they didn't even go all in with their ace. I think the closest equivalent we have in the States is going to a cabin. Yeah, okay, so then you guys don't have cottages. That's literally just another term for cottage, is cabin. I know my friends in the east of Canada call cottages cabins. Oh. No ace. Nice. My poker tracker isn't working on a bunch of tables today. It's actually very strange. Only working on like half my tables. It's not working here. It's not working. Oh, no ace. Not working here. It's not working here. It's not working here. It is working here. It is working here. Not working. Not working. Not working. Not working on most of my. Not much happening in the 250 for a while. Making phone. I'm going to turn off my poker tracker and turn it back on. Only working on 2 out of 7 tables. Who's better than Arlie? Nobody. All right, no king, no 6, unless it's a club. Put the $75 hyper up. Hello, Raj. How are you, buddy? Yes, it's live with a 4-minute delay. Sneaky J-Man. What's up? What's up? All in with ace jack. Boo. Bought into the $100 turbo. They lose with a square. They flop of the nut flush. Cabins usually made from woods, trees. Cottages are usually stone brick. Not from my experience, because there's not one person I know from Newfoundland who called it a cottage. They just simply called them cabins. And there's not one person I know from Ontario who would call a wooden cottage a cabin. Unless it's a literal log cabin. And then they wouldn't call it a cabin, they'd call it a log cabin. So I think in Canada here, it's just a regional thing. I actually had this conversation in full detail with my friends when we realized that we called them different things. We were confused. We're like, why the fuck are you calling that a cabin? It's a cottage. And they were like, why are you calling it a cottage? It's a cabin. And we realized it's just from where we were born. Baby, I got you on my mind. Hello, Ryan. Lurk away, buddy. Great to have you here as always. Oh, that's cool, Noons. Sounds like a great card protector. Lapida trip sevens. Oh, my. Gonna be all in here for 5. Let's go full screen so we can sevens. We're 4 or 5 bullets into this game, and we literally just got no action. 4 bullets. No queen, no 10. Right, and we made the money in the $50 stars nightly. I got you. I got you on my mind. Where's 250 busted? No, we've been pretty card dead in it for quite a while, to be honest. Just showing action on the other tables, but we are 8 away from the money. We have $234 in bounties. But more just 7-3 offsuit hands. All right, no queen. Give him a heart. We hit a set, so the queen was no good on the river. It was just calling for 8 more blinds and a bounty. Couldn't get the bounty. What's cottage cheese then? That's a great question. Why the fuck is it? Now I want to know why is it called cottage? The story is that cottage cheese used to be made in farmhouses or cottages. Okay. Answer received. Oh, I was going to call that for the bounty. We do not call once Mas Denmo Jams. I'm from Saskatchewan and we call them cabins. Maybe it's just Ontario that calls them cottages. Maybe it's just Ontario. I definitely learned about the difference through my friends out east. But it could just be an Ontario thing. Really, really just getting dealt fucking trash up here. Nine five offsuit. It's annoying when that happens in poker. But the biggest thing to do is water off a duck's back. Can't care too much about it. There's times where you'll have really hot streaks in poker. Times where you have really big lulls with not many hands going on. It's important not to get impatient and punt off your stacks during the times when there's lulls. Got an itch in the middle of my back. Fuck, it's so far back I can't reach it. If only there was a little device that existed. Oh, who needs a loved one? Who needs a loved one when you've got a back scratcher? Back scratcher! That's good that you won the pot, Nuns. Silence is deafening. All right, no queen. You need a diamond or a jack. Stark, good to see you, bud. All right, we're almost quadrupled up here in the $75 Hyper Turbo PKO. We've won this game 2 times in the past month, and we've also won the $50 Midnight Lightning Hyper Turbo 2 times in the last 2 weeks. Fold 5-3. Kings here. Just don't walk me. Fighting for. I would associate cottage more with fairy tales, like Snow White lives there. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna slow. Whatever, we're jammed. No 6. Yeah, I was gonna actually just flat and then check it to them. Oh, we would have fucking hated that flop too. But then I noticed this guy doesn't fold the 3 bets. So I jammed. And guess what he didn't do? He did not fold to the 3 bet. I'm gonna have Cajun catfish after stream. I picked some up at the grocery store today, and it is in the fridge ready to go. But while stream's going, I still need to figure something out. I'm gonna show the 9 of clubs. Perfect hand. Fuck. We would have literally been chip leader with 11 people left. We would have been chip leader with 11 people left. They had a 3 outer. Chip leader. I'm gonna jam here. I'm gonna try and show both these. No diamond unless there's 2 of them. From chip leader with 11 left and 26 more in bounties to literally 2 blinds, which we have now quadrupled up to 8. Rob, yeah, that's a big issue people have with poker is just getting bored and impatient. Yeah, Ryan, things are we need a little bit of a miracle to not be down today. Queen 6, just a whole lot of fuck all going on up here. We get ace 6 of hearts here. Nuno Pyres dropping the YouTube sub. Thank you. I'm just going to fold. All right, flip. My God, man. All right. Just one of those days. Not going to let it fuck me up too much. It's frustrating stuff. This is the worst downswing I've ever been on in 2 years. Worst downswing I've been on in 2 years. And we're just going to power through it mentally. I'm taking a big chunk of time off very soon because of my eye surgery. So it literally can't continue that much longer, even if it continues for the next week. It is what it is. And it's not even that savage a downswing. Like, it's the worst one I've experienced in 2 years, but it's only $13,500 in about 10 days. Not fun, but I do think I've had a couple worse ones earlier in my career. But on this client, when everyone is really, really recreational to play against, it's as soon as this downswing is done, I can promise on anything I'll never have a worse downswing. Because I understand genuinely how lucky it's been for the like I've for sure lost when I lost that $11,000 in like 9 days or whatever. I lost 45 out of 50 massive important flips. And those numbers aren't exaggerated, but that's the only way I can lose that much money. Is if like a 50-50 chance I just lose 45 out of 50 of them. In all these really key spots where if I won half of those flips, I would have been up another 10 grand. But losing all of them, we just straight down off a cliff. And this is what poker does. For anyone out there who fantasizes about being a full-time poker player, this happens to every single player I've ever talked to. One of my good buddies went on a $100,000 downswing, and it was the same type of thing. He just lost 45 out of 50 of the most important spots he had. And if he had won half those spots, he would have been up 100 grand. But if you lose them all, you're just down that money. There's nothing he did wrong. Nothing I'm doing wrong. Just part of it. Quick break. We'll come back and get fucked up the ass for a few more minutes. Oh, got some grapes and I got some prosciutto. For anyone who is new to the channel, I promise I'm not normally raging like, but it is the worst downswing I've been on. It will end very shortly, and we'll never go on another down client on this PokerStars Ontario client. I genuinely believe this will be the worst downswing I ever go on while we're on PokerStars Ontario. It is impossible to run this bad a second time. Not actually impossible, but I know statistically I could go 10 years and never run this bad again. Genuinely. It's just that bad of a run. And I would call this the worst downswing I've ever been on in the sense that the calibers of players I'm playing against and it being a small player pool and like small tournaments makes the variance a lot lower. Like when there's only a few hundred people in a game as opposed to a few thousand people. So that makes it way harder to go on a downswing, like way harder. So I will never experience this again on the client. Even when I lost, there was a month where I lost like 30 grand. Even when that happened, that was less unlucky than this. because I was playing massive field W coup. So it's like that can happen in massive field W coup. It's pretty much impossible for what's happening to happen on this closed client with really, really soft players I'm playing against. So that's the whole spiel. That's the whole rant. Have some grapes. I'm going to have some prosciutto. And I'm all in here with ace-9 suited. Smiley opens pretty wide here. This is a very... Oh, it's just a fine play. All right, ace-king here, all in. Chop it up. Oh. Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky, Justice, and still... Even this game's got 1,300 up top, and we're 5 of 11. It's funny because when I started the stream today, too, I'm always at the beginning of a session super positive and feeling like we're going to crush. Always. And then the most heinous things happen. Yeah, it definitely happens to every poker player, Stark. Definitely happens to every poker player. It's a little worse when it happens on a client where, like, the vast majority of people I play against are just recreationals who have no clue what they're doing, making massive mistakes. For them to beat up on me for 13 grand in less than 2 weeks is crazy. But it's all part of it. Sembien, thank you for the YouTube sub. Oh, hello, Casty. I have a bleeding nose. So funny. No, there's a small subsect of people are immediately going to think cocaine. Especially right coming back from break with it. I had an issue as a kid where I used to get bleeding noses all the time. And I had my nose cauterized 3 times, which is where they burn the blood vessels shut in your nose. All of them didn't stop the bleeding nose. So I needed a surgery on my nose where they go in and they like widened the inside of my nostrils. I don't really understand what that does, but that was the point of the surgery, to stop the nosebleeds. And that did stop the nose. I still get maybe 5 to 10 a year. Very, very infrequent. But I used to, like, before the surgery, and the surgery I got when I was a teenager. Before the surgery, sometimes I'd get 5 bleeding noses in a day. Like, it was crazy. I haven't had a bleeding nose in a long time. Months, though. Almost never get them on stream, to be honest. Oh, final table tie. Drunken Soldier. Thank you for the follow, bud. Three. That would be pretty awesome, Gilherm. Oh. Technically, that is what happened. Yeah, if I extend... So, directly before this downswing started, I won $19,000 in a week. So it's like... Great flop. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Big double up. Puts me from 5 of 9 only to 4 of 8. There's some juicy stacks out there then. But we'll take it. Very happy to win that all in. Yeah. Technically, I was just like going off about that downswing. But if I talked about the last 2.5 weeks, I'm up $8,000 in the last 2.5 weeks. Well, if you include today, $6,500. But because I won $19,000 in a week and then lost $12,000 in 10 days. Old 10-3. We are 4 away from the money in the 250. There's a for sure chance that we got a nice little run here. Like, check out this money. We're on this little final table. Old King Deuce here. Old 7-5. So, This little final table, we've locked up a minimum of $200, and there's $13.52 for first. And we're sitting right in the middle, 4 of 8. So that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll just moan it in, you know? Moan in the victory. Now we're going to have a little bit of prosciutto. I definitely need to prep my food better for stream, though. Wow, what a flop. I have bleeding nose like 3 times. Yeah, most people just don't get bleeding noses. I would get hundreds of them in a year when I was a kid. Like I needed I got literal surgery because I'm very grateful that surgery worked because it was so fucked up getting them. I would just get them all the time. The worst was the changing of seasons. That's when I'd get like 3 to 5 a day. Nothing I could do about it. It would just happen. I remember just sitting there in school writing tests, and all of a sudden a drop would hit the page, and I'd just have to, like, fuck, another bleeding nose. Right? Fold 8-3. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Cajun catfish I'm going to make after stream. Did we literally get 8-3 back-to-back hands? Or... Oh, no. That's the same 8-3. Fold Jack Deuce. Fold 9-6. Fold 9-5. Cooper, you're more experienced, but all in is wild. I assume you're talking about that ace-9 of hearts hand. It's actually not wild. And the first comment you made is correct. It's a really standard spot, to be honest. Flatting is a lot worse than going all in, especially if the opener has a wide range, which they do. And there was someone sitting out to my left, so that's one less player I have to get through. you make a lot of money by going all in there, and you make a lot less by just flatting or folding. But that I learned from studying pre-flop charts. And that's like a really basic play, to be honest. All small pairs should go all in there. Yeah, there's just a lot of hands you want to jam over that open. Arlie, why don't you track live those winnings? It would be fun for us to watch, see how much you're up down. Tracking it live right now. Oh, you mean like the total up, like, oh, you were talking about like the 19 grand and stuff. I was kind of like, I was saying it at the end of each stream. Like when I went on that big upswing, I was tweeting it out, like what the ups and downs were. And there's been times where I keep my shark scope open where you can see all that stuff. All right, we got to fold king 9 here. All right, guys. Give them fucking queens or jacks. They could have 10s, which would be so fucking trash. Give them jacks, not 10s. Give them jacks, not 10s. Better not be no aces versus aces. We already had that once today. Oh, the whole day's gone. So the whole fucking week's gone. That's insane. It's actually insane. Of all the hands they can have. We would have been massive first place. Well, let's try to win a coin flip here. The coin flips haven't been too kind to me. We're on the stone bubble. I think we all know how this is going to go, but this is a very standard spot. We're eliminated. I'm going to take 5 minutes, decide if we're going to play spin and goes. I'm not really in the fucking mood right now, but maybe after 5 minutes, I will be. All right. Dance with a couple spins. I just had a little bit of try some. Might be a short spin session. See if I can get it. Frustrating session today, though. Last two hands. Yeah, sure, the deuces were just a little flip. It's just kind of the build up to it where it was the stone bubble of the $250 buy-in. We were card dead for so long in that game. Lose that flip right after losing aces on the final table for chip lead pot of the other game. Craziness. Oh, Twitch is doing weird things, eh? Here's the next one. Pre-flop, I would raise 3x, but not all in. Me personally, just following Daniel Negreanu. So you might not be remembering the hand correctly. Unless yeah, I don't think you're remembering the hand correctly, buddy. Which it's fine. It's hard to remember hands sometimes, but I only had about 19 blinds or 18 blinds or something like that. And the guy raised in front of me. So it is just standard to go all in. And if you're going to make it 3 times the guy's raise, that's also too big. If you want to 3-bet off of a stack under 20 blinds, like off of 18 blinds, you make it like 2.2 or 2.5 times. But you definitely shouldn't make it 3 times. It's just too big of a raise. You're putting in about 7 blinds when you only have 18 total. So you're essentially letting him know that you're not going to fold anyway. But like I said, what I did, and when you say you're just following Daniel Negreanu, he wouldn't do what you said. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You may have seen a spot that was different, but the spot I was in a bounty game where he has me covered and I have a big bounty as well. What I did was for sure the only play you're allowed to do. And the other thing that I don't think you're taking into consideration is the fact that he was an aggressive opener. So his opening range is way wider than a normal opening range would be, which makes the play I made, which you're allowed to do over someone who has a regular opening range, when he has a wider opening range than the play I made with the ace-9 of hearts, even more profitable. So it's not even a close spot, to be honest. Like it's not one where I was like, I wonder if this is close or what should I do. It was just a standard spot, truly. And I do know you think you're copying what Daniel Negreanu did, but it's such a specific spot with such specific factors happening with the hand that it'd be hard for Daniel to do the exact same spot. And if he had the exact same spot, I know he'd just go all in. But yeah. Ravi. Yeah, no, I'll be all right either way. If I in a week I have an eye surgery happening. And the eye surgery is going to take me out for a few weeks already. But taking some time off, I still might take some days off and just reset anyway. Good night, Milzor. That's a bummer, dude. I'm going to turn on the oven. I'm probably not going to stream. I'm going to turn on the oven so that I can throw in that Cajun catfish. Jam the fives here. Double gutted here, a 9 or a king. Why choose to 4-bet instead of all in with aces against the 3-bet? Because aces are the best hand in poker, and you want to keep them in so you can win more chips off. So the 4-bet all in, he would have folded. We want him to call with ace 5. And we're going to win the majority of the time. And then sometimes you get super unlucky. He flops a pair and a flush draw, and he binks the flush rate on the turn. But you just have to accept the times you get unlucky. Yeah. Because just imagine he didn't hit his flush. He only has about a 30% chance to hit that flush, and he got lucky. So even after that flop, like that flop was so lucky for him. It was one of the best flops he could hit. And even after that flop, he only had a 30% chance of winning. So 7 out of 10 times, I get all his chips and I'm chip leader. And then the other 3, I just lose. J Corp, is there any argument on the last hand, aces versus ace 5? When the ace 5 suited raises 6 big blinds, you raise 50, raising 21. What about raising to 21 or so? And just taking the pre-flop big blinds instead of letting ace 5 even see flop? Genuine asking, just trying to learn. Yeah, no, so that's not how you want to play it. I actually just explained it to someone in YouTube as well. So the same explanation applies. Like, you want them to put in more chips when you have aces. Aces is the best hand in poker. You want them to put in more chips. You don't want to scare them off. Plus, that's the same sizing I would use when I'm bluffing as a 4-bet. So you have to balance how you play. You can't just make the raises bigger when you have aces and then make them smaller when you have almost chopped. You can't just make the raises bigger when you have aces and then make them smaller when you don't, because all the good players are going to realize that's what you're doing and they're going to pick you apart. I'm gonna wrap it up after this game, guys. Just not in the spin and go mood tonight. Not in the spin and go mood tonight. Appreciate everyone hanging out. It was fun chatting and hanging out. Poker going to have another night like this. I will shake off bad runs very soon. I'm hungry too. That's another thing that fucked up this session was I didn't think I was going to stream tonight. And I didn't prepare food. Calling 15 big blinds obviously in favor, but that's how these people bust big hands, seeing flops and catching low. Yeah. But you even just said it there. He caught a low percentage, which means most of the time he won't. Which means most of the time I get his chip. And that's what we want. Poker isn't about, oh, you got fucked over one hand because I got very unlucky statistically, so I'm not going to play the hand that way anymore. It's about, look at that exact hand that we played, and then imagine we played that exact same hand where he has ace-5 suited and I have pocket aces. This is a really good way of you to look at it, actually. Imagine we played that exact same hand 10,000 times, where he has ace-5 of diamonds and I have pocket aces, and we're on the final table in that exact same spot, and it runs 10,000 times. Well, the vast majority of the time, he doesn't even hit the flush draw, and we milk him for all those extra chips that he called pre-flop. Then, the times he does hit the flush draw, and we get it all in, I win 70% of those. So even just saying that out loud, if you run that same spot 10,000 times, I'm going to win it about 90% of the time. Because the majority of the time, I win a smaller pot, the 15 blinds pre-flop, and then he folds after the flop. So that's gonna be what happens the majority of the time. And then the time he does flop a flush draw, he's gonna win that about 30% of the time, and I win that 70% of the time. So if you combine all of, and that's for a way bigger pot, and I get to win it 70% of the time. So if you combine all the times that he calls and then folds after the flop, and all the time that he calls, we get it all in for the flush draw and he loses or wins. If you just combine all of those, I win about 90%. I win 9,000 of those 10,000 hands. And then he wins 1,000 of them. And that's a beautiful place to be in poker. Beautiful spot to be in. Just very unfortunate that that was the one time we do lose. Because then you have to think how the rest of the game plays out. I'm chip leader. I can muscle with a big stack. And I can run over all the people just trying to ladder up, which is what a big stack should do. And the small stacks should just try to ladder up. So that's how you should be looking at it. What happens over a lot of different a lot of different hands, not just over the one that you do lose. Yeah, I won't even have, the funniest part is I won't even have to sleep it off. 4 minutes after the stream's done. I'm kind of over it now. It's annoying it happened. Especially once I eat. Like, I'm about to eat a nice big juicy meal. I won't remember any of this after the meal. Right, no 5 and we win. Last. Right, guys, I am all done on today. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch and that sub button on YouTube before you take off. We'll get them next time, guys. We'll get them next time. It's all part of the game. Getting